Jeff and Jeremy in the Morning podcast brought to you commercial free by another podcast. You've subscribed to ours, now subscribe to theirs. It's the Slow County Real Estate Podcast with Hal Swayze. When you're done with this, go listen to something that will actually enrich your life. California DRE 01111911.
WZOZ. Meanwhile, in South Carolina,
we hear a knock on our door. It was our neighbor. Homeboy said he was just sitting in his barn outside, minding his own business, and a kangaroo comes hopping up to his barn. Luckily, he knew exactly whose it was. So I take my happy behind up there, sit there and chased him down for like 30 minutes, maybe. 6 police cars up here. Wow. And I'm out there in my silk pink pajama pants and camouflage shirt, wrangling a kangaroo.
Get it, girl. Because that's how we do it.
Well, how'd he get out? I said,
that's how we do it.
And he said, no, the kangaroo. I said, my goat unlatched the gate.
Pink silk pants and camo
Why
shirt.
does she have a kangaroo? She is.
Why doesn't she have a kangaroo? That'd be a great defense mechanism for burglars. You ever seen one of those kangaroos?
So strange, man.
They're strong.
So strange.
Did you ever see the kangaroo that put the dog in the headlock and then the guy comes out and boxes it to save his dog? Oh, it's a great video. It's on Facebook. Yeah, the guy comes running. The first thing you see in the video is the kangaroo is all buff, and he's got his golden retriever, looks like a golden retriever, in a headlock. The guy comes running out, waving his arms. The kangaroo lets go of the dog and puts its fists up like it's ready to take on Mike Tyson, like in a boxing stance. And the guy just walks up and he's like, kind of, what do they call that, where they dance with him and maybe dancing in the boxing ring? Anyways, and then pops the kangaroo right on the chin, and the kangaroo gets dazed for a second. He grabs the dog and he runs off. Kangaroos are
She says that she later determined that the kangaroo had gotten out thanks to her goat. That's what she said on the audio there. On unlatching a gate. My pup, very smart dog. Smart to a detriment. Figured out a way to shake the corners of his kennel out when he was a puppy, and then squeeze out of the panels of the kennel, because it was like one of those collapsible kennels, you know. It's got like 4 walls on it, and then but if you move it back and forth, you can undo the latches, and they all bear each other's weight. If the clips are put in the right way, well, once you break one of them loose, you can sit there and figure out a way to get out of it. So he was small enough to where he could squeeze between the panels, breaks out of the kennel, then jumps up, and we have door handles in your house. Yeah, like that door handle behind you. You know, the little lever door handle.
Oh, those are great for dogs because they don't have to twist anything. They just have to push the level down.
I'm getting all knobs in my house now. Because on our bedroom door, we have
Jake, you son of a bitch.
We have that door handle, and I'm like, wait a minute, this dog broke out of a crate, then went into our bedroom by opening the door handle, and he undid our elderly dog's latch so she could get out of her crate.
Run! I'm freeing everybody.
Door was wide open. I'm like,
have a party.
Oh my gosh, this is not how we were meant to live.
We were not meant to be caged. Uncage.
He won. He doesn't have to be in a cage anymore.
The problem is
he's won the cage battle.
He doesn't know that your older dog will just pee anywhere. So, you kind of have to watch that dog.
He's stopped letting her out. They sit in the same room. He gets to run free. She stays in the cage. She'd rather stay in the cage. She's more comfortable in the cage. Plus, we can't have her incontinence ruling our house, so we have to put her in a diaper and put her in the cage, which she's fine with. She sleeps 20 hours a day anyways. I mean, she's old. But it's like, she would rather not be out and about during the day with the dog. Although I think they would just hang out together. But he doesn't want to deal with her messes. He freaks out.
Yeah.
He used to get blamed for some of her messes when he was a pup, because that's about when the incontinence came on. And this is sometime in the last 2 years. And it was, now he sees it and he thinks he's going to get blamed for it. And then he starts freaking out. He's like, oh, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
You have kind of a cattle herding dog, right?
Yeah.
They're smart. Yeah. That's a good dog to have if you don't have patience. If you have patience, the worst dog to get if you don't have patience is probably a bulldog, because they are the most stubborn jackasses ever. But
why is that?
They sleep a lot, which is good. They just, it's something it takes your dog maybe 2 or 3 times to tell them to do. It takes them 10, 12 times. They just.
Oh, yeah. I can.
It's the very, very stubborn breed.
I would stop at like the 5th or 6th time. I'd be like, it's not worth it. You just do whatever you want to do.
That's where I should stop. Instead, that's where I start screaming. But
and then probably doesn't even care that you're screaming, right? Probably just looks at you like, what are you screaming for, dude?
Oh, no, he thinks I'm playing now. I get all amped up. I got all this amped up energy, and he's like, we're going to go, because he likes to wrestle. So
I didn't even know kangaroos could survive outside of Australia.
Why couldn't they? They could probably survive anywhere.
I don't know.
I mean,
I always
anywhere
think
that's not like
kangaroo, Australia, New Zealand. Yeah. That's it. That's where it starts and
Florida, South Carolina, I could totally see it. Now, Montana, probably different story. They're not
cold, but yeah, really South Carolina, I could see it. I mean, the areas that I've been in South Carolina, they seem like they could be pretty good habitat for a kangaroo. I would imagine. Kangaroo is the worst. Has got to be the worst pet to have. It was her pet. It was her pet kangaroo. How weird are you in the neighborhood if you have a pet kangaroo?
I think you could be cool. I mean, the kangaroo's cool, but the problem is, I don't know what the kangaroo's temperament's like. If it hangs out with
you like a person, like the kangaroo needs to hang out with you like a
person.
Can
you potty train a kangaroo to poop in the toilet?
I have no idea.
I mean, you would think they seem smart enough to where they could poop somewhere where you don't have to clean it up.
The sheep released the kangaroo out of its enclosure, meaning it lives outside.
Yeah, meaning the sheep is actually is smarter than the kangaroo, because the sheep figured out the latch, the kangaroo didn't. Yeah.
We hear a knock on our door. It was our neighbor. Homeboy said he was just sitting in his barn outside, minding his own business, and a kangaroo comes hopping up.
I want to go to South Carolina just to hang out with people that talk like that. Homeboy and her happy Fanny. Whatever.
It's a wide spectrum of people that live in South Carolina. Like there's like the uber rich and then the kangaroo owners.
93.3 KCOC rocks. Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
Jeff and Jeremy in the Morning podcast brought to you commercial free by another podcast. You've subscribed to ours, now subscribe to theirs. It's the Slow County Real Estate Podcast with Hal Swayze. When you're done with this, go listen to something that will actually enrich your life. California DRE 011111911.